All right, hello everybody. We are setting up for hole number 3 here. I do believe this is the par 5. In the Pro Tour, I'm assuming, guys might not have, well, I don't know what the wind angle is going to be. That's the problem. I'd like to just kind of set you guys up to, put it in the fairway more than anything, and giving yourself a nice sniper in case you don't have the wind, but you might even have the wind. I really don't know. So the rock or QB with the bump over the bunker shot could be, really good shots for this tee shot, just to kind of set yourself up. I think the trees are way more in play than they used to be. So for that point alone, I'm going to suggest that you guys, up the ball a little bit that you want to go with for power, just to kind of give yourself that extra, side spin and power combination. Because like I said, the trees seem to overhang a little bit more in the few times that I've gone to the left here. That's what I've noticed. So we'll just keep the Thor on because I want to stay somewhat accurate with my tee shot, but I also want to keep that distance on there just in case, what if you get the wind straight down? Like, you just don't know. And then there it is, straight downwind. So you definitely want to go for this. In fact, I'm going to even ball up and just kind of show you a more aggressive line. And, a Titan ball over a Kingmaker is going to be more favorable as you get that extra mile-per-hour wind. So keep that in mind. We are going to, you got to stay somewhat aggressive with a Thor because you don't have a ton of side spin. So here you're going to see me, be a little bit more aggressive than I would with, say, an Apocalypse, with where I'm kind of cutting it with the trees, because you got to make sure, and there you're seeing it, I needed perfect ball to get up there around the corner as opposed to keeping it in the bunker. So, going with Apocalypse here is going to be your club of choice. Of course, I did not know. Plus, I wanted to, Apocalypse is technically an expert club, so I wanted to keep it out of my guide here for you guys. Because it might not be something that you have, but even an Apoc 2, Apoc 3, those are going to be, good enough with a Titan ball, and you're going to want to take advantage of all the curl that you can here, as you can see. One of the things you can do is you can take off some of that power, and you can just stop it short too. You don't have to get it as aggressive as I did. The only reason that I'm not worried about being aggressive is you can see kind of what I'm set up to do here. I'm still okay. So that's and what you'll see is, I'll play it away from the tree as much as possible. So here you see me cutting it back and to the left, just to keep it as much out of the trees as possible. In addition to that, I have a bigger bullseye here. I'm going to play this, at least a ring and a half here. More of like, 5 per ring adjustment, because I'm kind of half club, but at the same time, my club's not as accurate as, say, a Spitfire 6 is. So, and there you see me great ball to the right anyway, so it's going to shoot out. And there it's a little bit long too, but you get the idea. You want to keep on a somewhat long. It probably won't matter for this hole since it's downwind. If you know that it's downwind, you could put on a better sand wedge. In fact, I would encourage that so you can go more over the trees. I would really encourage you guys to use a Houdini, for example, just to be able to go over the trees more and stop it faster. Maybe even go for a backspin shot, possibly. So, just something to keep in mind. Malibu or Houdini will be a good option for this hole. But, foremost, just get your eagle. Keep your 13 under intact. And give yourself that opportunity to make 1 or 2 more. Par 3, you got good opportunities on the par 3s. I feel Really, even all of them, even though I'm hitting driver. I mean, you saw me just make it with driver. So, you just never know. It's uphill. Not a lot can go wrong on that hole, especially if you take an accurate driver. So, when we actually set up for hole 7, we're going to use, rock, quarterback, either. I'll use quarterback. I think it has a little bit more ball guide. So, as you could see there from my window, that I am uploading Expert Guys as we play here. I got the Expert going, got Pro here, and then I'll go down to Rookie after that. So I'll have 3 guides for you guys today, and then I'll have Masters tomorrow. And there you see that ball stopping a little bit far from the hole, a little short. Let's see. So, one of the things that I'm going to do from now on is pretty much for the most part encourage the ball down the hill. So you're going to see a lot of left spin. You're going to see me for the most part try to play the green just for consistency. So here you're going to see me just set up just a little bit long now. And kind of utilizing a lot more slope than I used to. And in addition to that, about 6 rings, more or less. And let's see if that's enough side spin to actually give this momentum to get down the entire hill. And this is kind of, and it does, but it looks like I needed just a little bit more speed. So this kind of gives you an idea. That kind of gives you a little bit of an idea as to what it takes to kind of get down the hill. And there you see a much better attempt at that hole-in-one, because I was kind of playing the shot as opposed to, I felt like first time I was kind of playing the expert approach, because I just played the hole, an hour ago on expert, and I was just kind of doing that adjustment as opposed to, looking at it as a fresh hole. So, a lot of times the better approach is to actually just take every hole and just use the methods, as opposed to, and that's one of the biggest things I hate about the tournament, is it kind of turns you into a robot. So not being a robot, and especially for me, makes me a better player. So, I feel like I make a lot more shots out of the tournament than I do in the tournament. And, most of the reason for that is because of what I mentioned about, I'm thinking about what I need to do with the shot, as opposed to, I just did this earlier. Let me use that correction and make an improvement on it and see how the ball responds. It's kind of, a better approach to just treat every shot for me. I'm better at creating my own shots, as opposed to, becoming a robot and just saying, oh, I'm going to go X amount of rings, I'm going to put this spin on, I'm going to hit it here. It's kind of, the method that gets you in trouble more than anything. But, on a par 3, that's not going to get you in trouble. It's just, you might not hole out, that's all. So keep that in mind, and I'll see you guys for hole number 4 here momentarily.